The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Everyone, Kyle here, and it's Saturday. And you know what that means? It's time for weekly purchases, that time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via Amazon, DHL, United States Postal Service, UPS, Horse and Buggy, South Dakota, and of course, FedEx, and that old outlaw, Waylon Jennings. And we wrap it up into a ball with all the toy news of the week, which there's a lot of toy news this week. We all bring it together, and we do call it weekly purchases. So hopefully you guys had a good week out there. I had a very busy week out there, as I had to travel to South Dakota for work for a couple of days. I did get to see Iron Maiden this week. Always great to see Eddie and the boys. I think this was maybe the 10th Iron Maiden show I've seen. I'd have to do the math on that one, but very cool to see Iron Maiden anytime they are in the United States. It's always a special treat. Even if you don't like Iron Maiden's music, you would absolutely love the stage show. It's quite the stage show for sure. Something we don't get a whole lot in this day and age anymore. But Iron Maiden was absolutely fabulous. And of course, let's recap the week. We always started off with a little recap of the week that was here on the channel, as we got a lot of videos. I think I put out 3 videos every single day the last 3 weeks, maybe something like that, as we have so much new action figures coming our way. It's just so much to keep track of, and you guys are going to be blown away by this week's weekly purchases. I really do recommend the Patreon. Cheap plug for that. If you want to see these reviews earlier than traditional YouTube, so many videos here. I just can't release 12 videos a day on YouTube. I just don't think that would be a smart business move on my end. I don't know what that would do, but 3 is probably enough for YouTube, but you can get a lot more content over there on the Patreon channel, and you're going to see here later on in weekly purchases. But this week we did a lot. The figure hunting video, check that one out. A very cool one, the South Dakota figure hunt. Hitting some stores around South Dakota, trying to find a few things with some of these resets. And I did put a little Iron Maiden action throughout the video, so you can kind of see what was going on with Iron Maiden up in South Dakota. So a fun figure hunt video this week. And pack a lunch, it's a long one. It's almost like 40 minutes, so it's a long video. I know some of you guys like those long figure hunts. That one is for you. We did our Tuesday Jax Class Superstars videos every single Tuesday for well over 2 years. We got a Jax Classic video. Same with Thursday. Every Thursday it's a top 5, top 10. I don't know, we got about 400 more subscribers to go until our next top 10. Have to start thinking about who we're going to do for that one. But this week we did the top 5 Rikishi figures of all time. And there was a little asterisk there. It's for the first time ever in one of these lists, a toy line was represented, and one of my least favorite toy lines of all time represented in that very video, so check out the old Rikishi top 5. We did the NECA Loot Crate unboxing, check that one out. Legends Series 16, the WWE Target exclusive, Rey Mysterio Jr., the Acolytes, Bradshaw and Ron Simmons, Molly Holly, and Chase Molly Holly, which is probably still up on Patreon at this time. We unboxed all those guys on the channel this week. So Legends, getting our Legend fix there. An interesting set for sure. The hits keep on coming. I don't think we've ever had so many wrestling figures all at one time in my history of collecting. I don't think I've seen that many lines from different companies all hitting at the same time. We've unboxed them all here on the channel. But via Ringside Collectibles, use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. I got Unmatched Series 5. We unboxed all those guys this week. We will rank those as we always do as well, so stay tuned for that video too. We started in on Unrivaled Series 11. We got Adam Cole, Kip Sabian done, I think, so far. That Kip Sabian, a sleeper video, as I do try the Bagman head and some other bagged heads for him. So some ideas for some of you customizers out there. But Unrivaled 11, we'll finish that up on the channel next week, so be prepared for that one. Speaking of Bagman, we did unbox the Bombastic Bagman on the channel. We unboxed the Target exclusive Droids, Boba Fett, and then we did a video at the end of last Saturday. If you guys remember, Weekly Purchases was a 2-parter. I did an all-purchase edition and an all-news edition, and we recapped Hasbro PulseCon. Crazy. Broke down everything that was shown at Hasbro PulseCon. We also talked in that very video about the brand new Ringside Collectibles exclusive Ultimate Raw Ring with Ultimate Edition Kane. A lot of you guys have reached out into Messenger on Twitter and stuff saying, hey, what are your thoughts on that Kane ring? Well, go check out that video. I talked for like 10 minutes about my thoughts about the give and take of all that, into how I don't think it was the smartest business move by Mattel to release it when they are releasing it. But we'll see what happens. But check out that Hasbro PulseCon video. A lot of good information in that video. There'll be a lot of good information in this very video. So that's what happened this week on the channel. Make sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss a video. I always say, put the notification bell on. I know all you guys don't collect all the things I do, but you know, if I have a G.I. Joe, a Marvel, you'll hit that notification, you'll see it. Oh, it's a Marvel. I don't like Marvel. I can pass, but then you might see something you want to remind you. So a lot of people do message me, say, Kyle, you ever going to review this? Yeah, well, you missed it a couple days ago. So make sure you're subscribing, hitting the notification bell, all that kind of fun stuff. And like you know, there's a ton of content here on this very channel. All right, the Patreon giveaway. We did just give away September on the channel. Congratulations to good brother Tim Merritt. He had the big win for September. Now we turn our attention to October. I talked about it in last week's video. We're giving away 2 this month for October. It is the spooky season after all. It is Halloween. Terror Claws, Skeletor, Flying Fist, He-Man. One winner will get both of these guys. So if you want these, you got to be a Patreon member. Follow the rules. Check out the Patreon, all that kind of stuff. And then the other winner, it does fit with Halloween once again. We get the masked assassin himself, Rey Mysterio Jr., the brand new top picks, and the greatest hits one. Great for Halloween, but we're giving away these guys. 2 different winners this month over on the Patreon. So if you're interested, hit the link in the description below. So now let's get into the toy news of the week. And we got a lot of pickups this week and a lot of toy news this week. We'll go kind of all over the place with stuff, but we're going to start it off with New York Comic Con 2022 going on as we speak right now. And there's been some interesting carrots dangled at us, some future happenings, some future upcoming figures. Let's just dive into it. And let's start with the little Super 7. I was very happy to see in-picture, in-hand images of the brand new Super 7 Ultimate G.I. Joe figures. I am so excited about these cartoon represented figures. I have very, very high hopes, very high standards for these. It's going to be interesting what happens when I get these guys at the table. I don't want to be disappointed. I can't handle a disappointment. We'll see. I don't want to have a meltdown on this channel, as I've had a few times recently here. But we'll see. Those Joes should be coming very, very soon. I think within the next month. So I am so pumped up for some new G.I. Joe figures. As you guys know, G.I. Joe really is my bread and butter. I absolutely love the Joe figures. We also saw from NECA a little peek under the tent, stuff we knew it was coming, but we got some full-on images. We saw the NECA Universal Monster Invisible Man. Not my favorite, but I heard there's an old outlaw that absolutely is all in on the Invisible Man. So he'll be getting that. I will get it as well. I'm sure my dad will probably get it as well. My dad will come on the channel and probably unbox all these Universal Monsters with me, so stay tuned to that. 1 year ago, we unboxed the Warlord with my dad. It was his first time on the channel. So 1 year anniversary of my dad being here on the channel. Who'd have thunk that? We saw Bela Lugosi, Dracula. This is the one I'm the most pumped for. I think this looks phenomenal. I think this looks just like Bela Lugosi. I am so excited for that. I'm excited to get his coffin accessory set as well, so can't wait to see that come through. We also saw Phantom of the Opera kind of Easter egged out this week. So the Phantom is coming. Him and the Mummy are probably my least favorite for whatever reason, but we are seeing him coming very soon. We also know from the other side of the fence of the Universal Monsters Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle crossover, we did see Phantom of the Opera Casey Jones this week. We also saw the Invisible Donnie, which I thought looked really good. I thought they did some tremendous stuff with that. It does look better than I anticipated it to be. So I'm happy to get those guys as well. But Universal Monsters, Universal Monster crossover, no end in sight, and I'm here for it. I'm excited to get some of those guys in my collection. We also saw from NECA some interesting ones, and I think I'm going to get this one, is I did watch a movie over the weekend. Yes, you heard it right. Kyle, the guy that hardly ever has time for movies, doesn't watch movies. Well, I was doing a ton of video work last week, as you can imagine, editing videos, and I put on The Munsters off of Netflix. Of course, a little kid, I watched The Munsters in reruns and things like that, but I actually thought the movie was okay. Would I watch it again? Probably not, but I do like Rob Zombie's movie. You guys know Devil's Rejects is my favorite movie of all time, so that tells you where I sit in the movie department, I guess. But I did enjoy The Munsters, and I do love the looks of these figures here. I love the look of Grandpa, and I love Herman Munster. I think these figures look great. I'm probably going to pick these guys up. I'm not going to say I'm the biggest Munsters fan of the world, but these just look really good, and I think they'd be kind of a nice yin and yang to the Universal Monsters on a display case down the line. So those are coming from NECA if you're in the market for those guys there. We also saw from NECA, and this was fabulous. I always love these setups of the Ninja Turtle stuff. We saw some upcoming Ronin figures from the last Ronin. We saw cartoon NECA figures, of course. Some Mirage Turtles, we saw those as well. Just a cool setup here. And some figures, I mean, they're getting into the deep, deep waters with the cartoon Target exclusive ones. I'm not even sure who some of these guys are. Maybe I would if I saw their name and I read up and said, oh, okay, now it's coming together. But I love deep cuts like this. I'm excited for some of these. They got some big figures there. That looks like one of the biggest figures we've ever got. The giant frog, we'll call him, I guess. So we'll look into all those, but we'll have those on the channel eventually. And I'm happy to get the rest of the gang, like the pre-mutation gang or whatever we want to call them. I love the street toughs there, so we're gonna have those guys as well. You know, Splinter's coming. There's a lot of stuff coming that way. I think it's just a great time to be a turtle collector right now. Between the Super 7s, that's another thing. I should have the next 2 sets of Super 7 Ultimates in the next week or so. I still haven't even unboxed the old stuff. So as of right now, I'm an unboxed collector of the Super 7 Ultimate Ninja Turtle figures. I gotta find time. I just don't know where I'm gonna find it. That is my greatest enemy in life, is time. You gotta sleep at least 2 hours a night. You have to. You gotta find sleep, and then work takes away a lot of your hours, and you know, it's crazy time. So I gotta find time to unbox those. I don't know when I'm gonna do that, but I will find time. I will find time. But those should be coming this week as well. So it truly is a golden age to be a turtle collector. There's never been so much turtle properties from so many different toy lines coming at you at once. Just a wild, wild time for sure. So we do got that. McFarlane also showed some Batman 66 action at the toy event there. We got Radioactive Batman once again. We got to get the most out of these molds. You guys know how they do it. We did see King Tut. Very excited for King Tut. Very excited for Two-Face. I think that's a good one. Black and White Robin and Riddler just kind of, oh, what are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? Then we did see Egghead, which is great, and then Alfred as Batman, which is already out on store pegs. We've already seen that on the Toy Hunt. So we got a few extra figures coming. I don't know about this Batman 66 line. I have convinced myself, and I'm holding strong as of right now, I'm getting them all on clearance. That's what I've been doing. It seems like Targets do drop these guys down to like $569, $589, things like that. I'm going to play the clearance long game. I'm going to pick these figures up only on clearance. That's my plan. I'm going to try to stick to it because there's only so many dollars to go around. We're seeing that more and more. For me, Star Wars Black Series, they're really, really starting to hurt the wallet. I don't know if we're getting the juices worth the squeeze at this point on some things. So I'm picking and choosing. I'm playing the long game. I dropped the 3 3/4 Star Wars. I've dropped a couple of things that I collect because the money dollar only goes so far right now, and everything's going up in price. It is hard to justify. And this Batman line I want to be all in on, but I'm going to just wait for some deals out there. And that's my recommendation to you guys out there. Find a line that you like, you just want to get a deal on. You know there's going to be deals. Stick to that. That's what you got to do in these difficult times, these difficult, trying times. So there's McFarlane Batman 66. Super 7 was there again. They showed us some new Thundercats up to come here. So we got Willa coming, a little bit of a deeper cut. We got Snarf. Everybody needs a little Snarf. And we're at Taro. Very excited for Rataro. Can't wait to see that one in hand. So we do have some Super 7 Thundercats coming our way. That line is not dead. It's going to be interesting to see how many figures we get, how deep that line ends up going, because it's about time for probably another pre-order set, I would have to think, here in the next month or so. So we'll see if that is going to be the one that goes up for pre-order. I would assume so. A little business hat talk. Of course, you guys follow weekly purchases every week. We do some business hat talk. Somebody last week, for the first time ever, said they don't like the business hat talk. They said I should stop doing it. So I'm going to continue it this week, I guess is what I'm going to do. But big Target sale this week. If you guys have been following along online, I think it was Thursday through today, Saturday, if you're watching this when this debuts. There's something like 30% off action figures, almost all action figures at Target. I immediately went to my Target thing, and I'm going to take all those figures back, or I'm going to get the difference in the money back is what I'm going to do. And like things like that Sunman 3-pack, $50 is absolutely outrageous for that. Now that all of a sudden is $34.99, that I can swallow that pill a little bit better there. But I prophesized this like a young Nostradamus. I told you guys, was it 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago? What is time anymore? I told you guys, I said, hey, fall resets are coming, and here's what's going to happen. They're going to get that stuff out for fall, and they're going to have the heels of the Christmas stuff coming, and they're going to have to move through that. And we're seeing it already. I mean, they didn't even let the pegs dry. The new shelf tags were already up, barely up at all, fresh, hot off the printer, and they're already clearancing this stuff down. I think you're going to see even bigger clearances around Christmas, and definitely, if not Christmas time, after Christmas. It's going to be, for you long gamers, it's going to be the biggest celebration of your life because you're going to get some heavy, heavy deals out there. Even that Sunman 3-pack, I wanted a mint on card one. I said, you know what? Even at $34.99, I'm going to wait. I have a feeling I'm going to get that thing between $10 and $20 at Target on clearance. I just don't think there's enough meat on the bone there for the average Joe to pick that one up. But I've been telling you guys, there's going to be some hot deals, and you just got to be on top of it. Save your receipts for everything. Make these stores price match. That's how you're going to win. It's your money at the end of the day. You should handle it the best you can. And write me for all these Target orders, the Legends, the Sunman, some He-Man stuff. I think I saved like $75 or $80, something like that is what I will end up saving after all is said and done. So what a time to be alive. But I told you guys it was coming. We always have the business talks there, so that was going on. Very, very interesting times. All right, back to New York Comic Con a little bit. We did have Zombie Sailor. He's got a Sabu exclusive that is up for sale on zombiesailor.com. I did pick up that Sabu. I love me some ECW, but I can see a lot of people passing. It is a fairly simple repaint, but it does have different packaging, a few different bells and whistles, of course, different color to it. But if you're into Sabu, hey, you should probably pick that bad boy up. We also saw from Mattel, they put on the WrestleFigs message board out there. They said, hey, here's the, Steve Ozier answers some questions from time to time from the fans out there. And he answered about the Mattel Creations Terry Funk Hulk Hogan Coliseum Video Ultimate Series. What's the story? When are they going up for pre-sale? All that kind of stuff. Sounds like they're going up for pre-sale sometime in November. So get your wallets ready. I believe that is still planned to be a 2-pack. I know a lot of people want the Hulkster. Maybe not everybody wants that Terry Funk, and I'm hoping I can swoop in and somebody will say, I just want the Hulkster. Kyle, I'll cut you a deal. I'll give you that Terry Funk for a nice price, because I probably want 3 of those Terry Funk figures. So got to get a deal no matter which way you get it. But that Hogan is going to be a very popular one. I myself cannot wait for those. These Ultimate Editions, though, boy, oh boy, how long can we be mint on card collectors, these Ultimate Collection? I'm part of the Double Up Club. I mean, how many are they going to make? I mean, when they were only making like 6, 7 a year, 8 a year, whatever it was, now all of a sudden you're like 40 a year. That adds up some space pretty quick. So we'll see how long we can continue on and be a part of the Double Up Club on that one. But interesting times. You guys know I'm all in on a Terry Funk figure. How about we talk to a little bit of HasLab? We'll talk HasLab just briefly here. And I know it's a thing out there on YouTube, on message boards, to just pile on and be against this and root against this and try to convince people that, oh, you shouldn't be buying this and stuff. And I think you guys know me. I usually tell it like it is, or for me. And these are all my opinions. Every toy review I do, it's my opinion. If you love something I hate or hate something I love, guess what? It's one man's opinion. That's all it is at the end of the day. Your opinion is just as good as my opinion, really. There's no real argument there. It's just all personal preferences. And the same thing with this HasLab. If you want it, great. If you don't want it, great too. But I don't know, if you don't want it, why you got to spread so much anger and root against it and people making videos against it and stuff. I mean, it just seems weird to me. I just think, hey, if you don't want it, don't get it. If you want it, get it. But I understand they've had some fumbles. I understand from a business aspect, Hasbro probably didn't read the room. Maybe there wasn't as much hope and want out there in the collector community for this. Obviously, some of the tiers maybe should have been done a little bit differently. There's a lot of learnings, and as we always say here on the channel, constant learning, constant improvement. You got to be working towards something. You got to take the learnings from this, make it better the next go around. I think the audience really did say, hey, this is not what we want, and consumer voted with their wallet in spades. I'm okay with it. If it doesn't fund, it's not going to ruin my life. If it did fund, it wasn't going to make my life that much better. I'm in for it. You guys know I'm a dangerous completionist on most things, and that's a bad character trait to have. I would admit that, but I've just always been that way. I've been wired that way since I was a little kid, so I didn't want to miss out. And at the end of the day, on any of these HasLab projects, Mattel Creations projects, whatever, worst case scenario, guess what? You can get all your money back or then some. So I don't feel like I'm taking a big risk when I order things like this. And I always back these things right away, because if there's a limited edition figure that's going to come with it, why wouldn't you want that? I mean, that was the one crazy thing. Well, I'll probably back it, but I'll wait to the end. I don't care about the early bird figure. That drives me nuts, because just back it now, get that figure, sell it, get 50 bucks back, whatever it may be. I don't know. I've never understood that, but I don't understand the rooting against these things. I did think it would squeak by. I figured it would hit 9,000. Now I'm not feeling it so much. I don't know. I think there's just it's turned into the cool thing to be against it. And whether you're against it or not, like I said, it's up to you. But it feels like the tide has really turned against this project. I do think it's still losing some backers, it sounds like, but I think it'll have a little bit of a comeback as we get closer. I don't know if it'll hit it. If we do hit it, it'll be at 9,000. I don't anticipate any of the other tiers being hit. It'll be interesting with the overseas market and all that kind of stuff when that comes into it. Some of the big toy companies that order multiples to sell on their own, when that gets added into it. So we'll see what kind of jump it gets at the end. But I wouldn't say it's totally on life support, but boy, it is dangerously close right now. But now we got to turn our attention to the Mattel Creations version of this. But first, let's talk about a little He-Man items that were revealed this week. We did see Boltman, Cobra Khan, Rattler, Snake Armor He-Man, and Snake Armor Skeletor this week. So that is going to be the next wave of Origin figures coming our way. It's going to be the year of the Snake Men next year, of course, with the Masters of the Universe. I loved the Snake Men as a kid. That was some of my prime time with He-Man figures. King Hiss was an all-time favorite figure of mine. Can't wait to get him in the future here. So those are up for pre-order. As always, Entertainment Earth has all this stuff. And as I always say, use discount code Kyle over there. You save 10%. You get free shipping over $39. You just got to wait for them to come in stock. But a pro tip in Entertainment Earth, every single day I refresh the page, I go to it, and I look at the hot off the truck column. That's how you get your deal. So the brand new Super 7 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures, guess what? I didn't pre-order them, but then they come in stock, and bam, Kyle gets them hot off the truck, saves 10%, gets free shipping immediately. You gotta play the game, guys. But that's where Entertainment Earth is. Every single day, go to hot off the truck, see if it's something you have pre-order somewhere else, see if it's something you want. You can save 10% right off the bat and get free shipping most of the time. That's the pro tip, and that's what I'm going to do with these He-Man figures as well. We also saw some Masterverse figures, Manny Faces. I love the looks of this one. This is one of my all-time favorite ones when I was a kid. Absolutely love the Origins one. I love the Classics one. Sure, I'm going to love this one as well. So we did see him in pretty good pictures. Roboto as well coming. Always cool to get Roboto. Stratos we saw again, but we saw that a couple of weeks ago. Talked about that on the channel. We also saw Eva Lynn and Frosta. A little Princess Power action, not really for me, but I will pick it up. You guys know me, completionist, got to do that. So we did see some of that kind of stuff coming. But the big thing this week was the Eternia playset. We knew it was coming. We just didn't know when it was coming. And then unfortunately, for whatever reason, computer issues, whatever it was, it did leak. The sale post did. I guess if you had a Shopify account, you could already back Eternia if you wanted to. So that is very interesting to see how that's going to go, but it is going to be $600 with shipping included on that. $600 for a made-to-order thing, and a lot of people are against it, just like the HasLab already. They're saying Mattel's a billion-dollar company or whatever they are, you know what I mean. They shouldn't be asking for crowdfunding, things like that. Well, I get that, and it makes all the sense in the world, but if you haven't lived that business life, you just don't understand. There's things like this that maybe their upper-level guys say, we're not putting out to retail, we're not taking that chance at retail. If you want it, this is the only way to get it. Who is going to take this at retail? Walmart, Target? Nobody is going to take a $600, $500, $400 toy at retail. This is your only chance to get something like this. So we should be happy we get that carrot dangled for us anyways. And us as the buyer, we can choose or pick it up or choose not to. We can make the choice right there. You don't want it, vote with your wallet. Don't buy it. You want it, pick it up. But there's no other aspect, no other way we're going to get this one. There's nobody that's going to sell this just straight for $600. It's got to be funded like this. And I get that, and I know not everybody wants to get that, and you guys might not agree with me. I understand it too. But you definitely aren't going to root for this thing to fail. I'm not doing that. I hope it succeeds. This is a tough one, and I'm going to say I'm going to wait a little bit to make my final decision. It sounds like October 12th. It is going really live for everybody. They're going to talk about everything. They're going to give us the hard sell. They're going to show us all the features. I'm going to wait till then to make my decision, but of course I'm leaning towards getting this, and one of the reasons why I have an amazing display idea in my head. You guys know I love displays, and I've been thinking about it, and I got an amazing plan ready to go, so I'm going to probably, more likely, I'd say 99%, I'm going to back this bad boy. And it sounds like there is going to be a King Grayskull. If you order it in the first week of funding, you will get this King Grayskull figure. So once again, you better be all in on that week, or else why lose that figure? You don't want that figure, sell it for $50 later, something like that, $100, who knows what it might be. But I'm excited for this. It's going to be 3 foot by 4 foot. It's going to be massive. I understand a lot of people don't have room for this. Heck, I still have a Super 7 Snake Mountain in the box that I need to sell, and I've been lazy about that, but I need to get rid of that because that's like a $1,000 item. I could use that $1,000, put the $600 towards the Mattel Creations Eternia, and man, I'm off to the races. I got $400 in my pocket. I can get 2 large pizzas for dinner. But who knows? But Eternia, we'll talk more about it. I believe October 12th was when it is going live with all that. So probably next week's weekly purchases, we'll have a little bit more Eternia talk. But I'm excited for it. I'm excited for things like this. I love these big ideas, these big pitches. You got to take chances in any business you're in. That's the only way you're going to move the needle forward. We'll see what happens with that. So more Eternia to come. Stay tuned. A final thing, Knucklebones. I forgot to mention this too. They have Black Sabbath statues. We talked about Knucklebones. We've unboxed them on the channel. But we are getting Bill Ward, Geezer Butler, of course, Ozzy Osbourne, and Tony Iommi. They are Black Sabbath. Sabotage inspired. If you know the Sabotage kind of greatest hits type album, I guess we'd call that thing. I guess I wouldn't call it greatest hits, but it's got a lot of hits. It's got some hits, but it does have the cool mirror base on them, so you can do your own cocaine if you want to off of these, just like Sabbath did back in the day. But very, very cool statues, man. I want these so bad. I just don't know where I would put them. So I'm probably passing on these, but if you're into it, check out Knucklebones. Absolutely fabulous statues. I absolutely love those things. Whoa, stop the clock. Got to break in here with a little bit of extra stuff I forgot about. Chris Van Vliet, yes, the personality, YouTube personality, interview personality, is getting an action figure via Rush Collectibles. Say what you want. They're really diving out. They're really expanding. I'm sure that'll be good for his audience. But for me, probably a pass like a lot of these Rush ones. I'll pick and choose. You just can't get everybody, and I'm not getting a Chris Van Vliet. Maybe you will, and let me know in the comments down below. But the one I'm excited about here, an interesting one, it is the WWE Superstars He-Man style. 5 points articulation, it looks like, at least from the pictures they showed, but we're getting the Asylum toy store, so another toy line is jumping into the arena of wrestling figures, and we're getting the Road Warriors, and we're getting classic Road Warriors with removable spikes, face paint, you know, the all stuff, the Black Attack Road Warrior, the old Legion of Doom, and the Road Warriors personality, early NWA, whatever you want to call it. I'm excited for these. I will pick these two up. It sounds like there's going to be a rest of Series 1, so it'll be interesting where this goes. It looks like it's old school He-Man articulation, which to me, that's good for the Road Warriors. I'll pick these up, but if it's that way, I won't be picking up the rest of the line. I don't think. We'll see. We'll see. I'll have to dive into it, see what the quality's like. But I really wish they were like the He-Man Origins, the Classic Super, not Classic Super. I wish Classic Superstars, but no, the WWE Superstars line. Give us that He-Man style with a little extra articulation, and I would be all in on these figures. We'll see if that's going to happen, but I'm sure Mattel might have something to say about that as well. But very, very cool looking. Anytime we get Road Warriors figures, you know I'm all in on that. So there it is, breaking in a little update. Final thing this week, of course, album of the week. I should say Iron Maiden. Everybody should listen to Iron Maiden every single day of the week. But I did listen to some Udo. Udo. I always call him Udo, but I think his band technically is called Udo. But it's Udo Dirkschneider, of course. One of my all-time favorites. Always sounds like he's gargling razor blades. But for whatever reason, I don't know why, but I decided to listen to Mission Number 10, Mission X, whatever you want to call it, Mission Number 10. 24/7 on that album. Mission Number 10, of course, the title track. Fabulous, fabulous Udo. One of the most underrated heavy metal guys ever. Of course, the former lead singer of Accept, another favorite band of mine. So I love all of his stuff, and he is so proficient all the way on to his advanced age he's at. He's probably about 70 years old now, but he still has like one album every year, a live album every year. He's still churning and burning, and I always enjoy his stuff. So if you've never checked out some of Udo's solo stuff, man, check that stuff out. You will not regret it. So there it is. There's the news of the week. Now we move on to an extra large edition of the weekly purchases. All right, let's get down to it. Let's get down to the old weekly purchases, and a lot of stuff through the doors this week. I left for a couple of days to South Dakota, as I talked about, and I got back, and I couldn't believe it. It looked like my front porch basically exploded. I could not believe the stack of boxes in front of my door to my office. My wife, she is a saint to put up for me on weeks like this. That is for sure. So without further ado, let's start off with round one of multiple rounds of weekly purchases. So let's kick it off right here. How about we're going to start in hot? We're going to start in really hot here. And you guys know I love the Ultimate Warrior. I don't know if you guys knew that, but I do. I love the Ultimate Warrior. And one of my favorite Ultimate Warrior figures is, of course, his last Legends figure, the Hall of Fame induction suit, the night after on Raw, I guess we'll call it that one. Well, I did pick up another one of those, but this time it is the prototype version of that figure. So I did have the hand-painted one I have. Now I have the prototype version in my collection. So really running the gamut on these Warrior figures. I got all kinds of different variations of this one. This is truly a special figure. Obviously, the last time we ever saw the Ultimate Warrior living. Quite the speech, as we all know. So very cool to have this in hand. So a little prototype action through the door this week. And then we get down to some more normal type releases this week. And if you saw my South Dakota Fig Hunt video, make sure you're checking that out. Found these Cody Rhodes in the clearance department. I want to say it was Vermilion, South Dakota. Oh, Vermilion. Beautiful this time of year. See the video. You can see for yourself, especially the Walmart. Beautiful. But $5 for this guy. I didn't really need this Cody Rhodes, but for $5, worst case scenario, I could always donate this to a toy drive. It is getting to be that season. We'll be talking a lot of toy drives here as we get closer to Christmas, but for $5, couldn't pass this up. Couldn't pass up two of these. You know what? I'll probably give one of these away on one of my social medias. We haven't done a social media giveaway in a while, so make sure you follow me at SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, and of course here on YouTube. I'll find one of those accounts to give this away on. So stay tuned. We'll give away a Cody Rhodes to one of you guys. Just on the house. On the house. There it is. Big Bad Toy Store coming through this week with War Machine. Can't wait to open this one up, compare it to the old one. I love the old school Toy Biz packaging. I was a kid buying those way back when, and I'm an old kid buying them right now. So there it is. There's a little War Machine through the door this week. How about a little Molly Holly Chase Edition? The last stop I hit on my figure hunt this week. Bam, Molly Holly was waiting for me, so I do have the Chase version of Molly. Great to see that one. Check out all these videos unboxed here on the channel. Of course, the ranking and the review with this one to come. You'll be all in on that one, I'm sure. So there's Molly Holly Chase Edition through the door this week. How about a little clearance Mr. T? I want to say it was like $23. Finally found another Mr. T. I got to swoop them up. I was at one store where they had a cart full of Mr. T's. They were doing the reset. I said, hey, are these Mr. T's going to clearance? What's the price? I said, nope, we're donating them. So FYI, every Target's going to be different, but they said they were going to donate a full cart of Mr. T's. Not sure where. Donating to the Goodwill, donating to the local food bank. I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do with their Mr. T, but I was hoping for more clearance Mr. T. It seems like they're just getting rid of him, dumping him. He'll probably be in bargain hunts, Ross's, Marshall's, that kind of stuff eventually. But Mr. T through the door. Also through the mail, I got my other Macho Man. Of course, I'm going to display both versions of Macho Man, I think is what I'm going to do with this Ultimate. So I did get another one. These are really starting to hit stores, really starting to hit online as well, as you guys have probably seen. So the Macho Man coming through the door this week, the Ultimate Edition Macho Man. And then via Ringside Collectibles, AEW Unrivaled Series 11. Yes, you heard it right. We're already up to Series 11. We've got old Adam Cole. There he is, first time in the line, AEW. A lot of people excited to have this one, we know. So we got Adam Cole through the door. We got Kip Sabian. There's old Kip, an interesting one in the line here. It'll be interesting how well this line sells. Adam Cole's going to fly off, but will Kip fly off the shelves? Will my girl Penelope Ford fly off the shelves? I'm all for Penelope Ford. I hope she sits around like Rio for 2 years. I'd be okay looking at her on a regular basis. I mean, what's there not to like about this? It's like a young Maurice. It's like a young Maurice is what that is. So Kip Sabian's wife, Penelope Ford, is through the door here. Of course, we're building out the prison jumpsuit team there. We got the Inner Circle Chris Jericho in this set. We just unboxed Sammy Guevara on the channel recently. Actually, 2 Sammy videos this week. Sammy Guevara must be one of the most hated guys ever because nobody wanted to watch his version that he had in the jumpsuit. I think I only had like 400 views on that video, so you guys must really hate Sammy Guevara. I get it. I understand it. I'm tracking. And then we do get Darby Allin returns to the line once again. We got Darby Allin hanging out in Unrivaled Series 11. Of course, he's around ringside right now. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. Pick up some Unrivaled figures. I had an interesting one here with the Baroness, of course, and Lady J. Wild. Of course, I pre-ordered these from Walmart like a lot of people did. The cards came absolutely destroyed. I've just been sitting on them saying, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Well, Walmart came through with some minty versions. What I'm going to do is grab that receipt, take those old ones Walmart sent me that were crushed. I'm going to take those bad boys back, and we're going to be back in the game right here. It was a really interesting time, of course. When I was buying these, I was getting gas outside of the Walmart store as I was on my trip to South Dakota. You got to fill up a few times on that trip. And I'm sitting there filling gas, and all of a sudden I felt a tug on the back of my hair. And I talked about it in the figure hunt video a little bit, but I figured I'd expand a little here. I felt a little tug on my hair. I'm like, what the heck's going around? I turn around, ready to throw down with somebody. It was a tough town, so I knew I might have to. You always take your life in your hands when you're on the road sometimes. It's happened before. But this guy tugs on my hair, and I turn around. It's this old farmer. I mean, he had to be in his late 80s. Late 80s, he had his very stereotypical old man farmer, gray hair, of course. He had like a seeded hat, like for some seed company hat going on that's seen a couple of years of work for sure. He had his suspenders on, just your very stereotypical old farmer in the Midwest. And he turns, so I turn around, I look at him, like, what the heck? And then he gives me one of these, and he touches my beard. And now I'm just like, all right, are we gonna go? Are you gonna take me to lunch first? What are we gonna do here? And he said, you know, you would never survive on my dairy farm. You wouldn't be able to work on my dairy farm with that hair and beard. And he goes, you'd get manure in there and things like that. And he goes, what do you even do for a living? And I just looked him dead in the eye and I said, well, I'm actually a dairy farmer. And he just no-sold that completely, and that's when I realized, I think he had like dementia or Alzheimer's or something, because he was out there. He was telling me about some story in the 1950s, and his name was Hank Snow. We'll call him Hank Snow. Hank Snow said, I was in the 50s, the dairy farm, it was a cold winter. He just started rambling on and everything, and he just told me to have a good day and just kind of walked off into the farm fields. I think he just walked into a cornfield and disappeared, but it was a wild, wild thing. And then I go down, I had to get gas again because it's a long drive, and I'm sitting there and I had to take a conference call. So I'm at a gas station, got gas, sitting in the corner of the parking lot on a conference call in my car, and all of a sudden I hear a tap on my door. It's story time with Kyle here today. Oblige me. I hear a little tap on my door, and I'm like, what the heck? So I roll my window down. Once again, it's an old man. Do I have an old man, like something on my forehead said, hey, talk to this guy. If you're an old man, this guy wants to talk to you. I don't know what was going on, but this guy knocks there. I roll my window down. He throws a $20 bill in my lap. And I'm just like, okay, what are we doing here? And he said, hey, could you go inside the gas station and get me 3 donuts? I looked at him, I'm like, what donuts? And I'm like, just totally confused here. And he goes, my legs don't work so good. It's a lot hard for me to get around. Go get me 3 donuts. Apparently I was his Uber, apparently. This was like Correctionville, Iowa. I'd never been to this town before, and it was, I don't know if I'll be back. I don't know if I'll stop again, but it was interesting. Correctionville. If you've been there, I guess you've been there. So I went inside. Well, first I said, well, what kind of donuts? He goes, well, raised donuts, farm-raised donuts. I said, what? I don't know what a farm-raised donuts is. I said, I'm a bit of a donut expert just from my line of work. I know a thing or two about some donuts. And what kind are you looking for? I said, are these circle donuts? Are they long johns? Are they glazed? He goes, oh, yeah, I like glazed. And I said, well, yeah, me too. But he said, give me a couple of long johns and whatever they have. If they don't have those, I'll get whatever. So I'm just like, what is this confusing masterpiece this guy is sending me? So I get up, I get out of my car, I go inside, I pick the guy up, a chocolate long john and a vanilla long john and then a glazed donut. And I came out and said, hey man, here's your change. Here's your donuts. Don't know what you wanted. Hope these are good. And he said, you know what? You did real good, kid. That's what he said. He goes, I appreciate it. And I said, well, thank you. So that was my good deed. Hanging out with old men on the road. It was wild. I don't know what I get myself into sometimes, but story time with Kyle never disappoints unless it does. So sorry if it disappointed you. We continue on with some weekly purchases here, and how about Wakanda Forever? Oh, Wakanda Forever. That's what I said. We did get the latest Marvel Legends set in from Amazon. Who knew? Amazon coming in hot early. Got the deluxe version of Ironheart. We'll see what this is all about. I'll be unboxing these on the channel. Got so much stuff to unbox. This is one of those things where you're a Patreon member, it really pays off because you guys are going to have these way in advance. You can only put so many videos on YouTube. I can't put 10 videos out a day. I'm going to put 3 out, and I think that's a lot. But Patreon, even more videos. If you're looking for something, there it is. We do got Marvel's Nakia. Now, I don't even know these characters. So Nakia, I'm going to learn along with you guys as we unbox these, apparently. I do know Neymar, so we got Neymar here. Very interesting packaging. Is this the first plastic-free Marvel Legends wave that we've unboxed? I think it may very well be. Okoye? Either or. Works for me, Okoye. Got that one. We got Everett Ross, a great one for customizers, I am sure, in the future here. So we got Everett Ross there. And we got the old Black Panther. There's the old Black Panther, running hot, running free, running fast, like a young Rio. And then we got Hatut Zarez, the white Black Panther. I think this is an army builder, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to look that up. We'll be unboxing all these Marvel Legends on the channel, so stay tuned for that as well. Continue on, playing a little long game. This one hurt me a little bit. I wanted to get a loose one, but I could not locate a loose one, so I ended up pulling the trigger on a min in box one. I am going to open this up on the channel as part of our Tuesday Jack's Classic Superstars videos. It is the LWO Eddie Guerrero, a fabulous, fabulous figure. Very underrated, and a lot of people do not realize this is actually a Classic Superstars figure. You know why I know? It says it right there, so there it is. But this Eddie, a fabulous one. It was about $10 more for that one, and loose ones just don't come up. it is what it is, so I had to pull the trigger, had to get that one done. I got 2 more things in this round. I did get Ming, Defenders of the Earth. We've been slowly building this franchise for a while on the channel. We did an unboxing with Mandrake the Magician. Don't sleep on that review. Mandrake's the man. But I did get the Ming. I do have Flash Gordon coming. We'll probably unbox those 2 together eventually. But I got this for under $20 off of eBay, and that was shipped, so got to get a deal all day long. I was happy about that pickup. And then the last one in this round of weekly purchases here, we got the Star Wars Black Series Deluxe Edition, Mandalorian, Dark Trooper, another army builder. I might get another one of these or 2 if they go to clearance. That's the only way I'm going to do that is Star Wars. They're really turning me off a lot on Star Wars, and I think we talked about that last week in the Hasbro PulseCon video. They're really not doing themselves some favors on the Star Wars brand over there at Hasbro, so you don't want to be losing your diehard fan base, and I think that's starting to happen. But I did get this one. I'm excited to get this one out of the package. See what all the fuss is about, as one may say. So there's round 1 of weekly purchases. Let's come back for round number 2. All right, we got round 2 of weekly purchases. It looks like we're going to have 3 rounds. So after this one, I'm probably going to have to clean this table off. We're loaded to the gills right here. But let's kick it off. I did get the Big Bad Toy Store edition of Zor and Tila, of course. I got this one through the mail. This is very similar. It seems like last year it was the Palace Guard set. This year it's this set. Looks like they're doing that on a regular basis. And I did get 2 of these. One for mint on card, one for loose. So I had to pick up 2 of that set. Very cool. Of course, Zor I had as a small child, so a lot of time playing with Zor for me. So very nostalgic. Can't wait to open this one up. I did get this. A lot of people got this week. Masterverse 40th Anniversary San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, the He-Man Skeletor 2-pack. Can't wait to dive into this one as well. As you guys can see, I got a lot of work to do, and I got a lot of work to do at my day job as well. I got a big presentation coming up. I got a lot of hours to put in for that. Kyle is not going to sleep. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to sleep about 2 hours a day for the next 3 weeks. It's just what I do. I'm just the hardest working man in show business, the hardest working man at my normal job. But I'm going to get all these done. I'm going to get it done. Just going to do it. So there you go. I also got from Big Bad Toy Store out of the damaged pile another one I needed. I needed the Foot Soldier giant figure from the Turtles NECA. Got this one. It has a little creasing down here, but I'm opening it up. So if I can save $10 because of that, got to get a deal all day long. So I did pick up that Foot Soldier this week via Big Bad Toy Store. And the hits keep on coming like a young Mike Nesmith. I did pick this up at Target, and then I forgot the pre-order. I forgot all about it. I was so excited to see a new figure. You saw it in the figure hunt video. I got the Sunman 3-pack, so had to take the other one back. Now, here's my pro tip, and here's what I'm doing here. You guys know I'm a part of the Double Up Club on the Origins. I got a loose set and a mint on card set. There is no way this is going to sell at $50. I'm calling a spade a spade. It's just the way it is. That is the cold, hard facts. That's what I'm going to say right here today on the channel. This is not going to sell. So after Christmas, who knows, before Christmas, there might even be some deals with the old red card members, things like that. This is going to be cheaper than $50. So I am playing the long game on my mint one. I'm hoping to get it for like $20. Who knows? Maybe $9.99 down the line. I just do see this pack going to clearance. I just don't see a lot of people pulling the trigger at $50 on this one. Who knows? Maybe I'll be surprised. But I do have that one through the door here this week. Playing a little long game on my second edition. Very excited to find this, and same thing, I found it in the store, and then I get home from South Dakota, and it's waiting at my doorstep, but that is fine because I did want 2 of these. It is the He-Man throwback packaging there from the Masterverse. Very cool, very iconic, very similar to the one we're going to unbox in here, but there'll be some differences, as there always is. But a very cool one, and this is one of those ones I could see a lot of people buying just to have. They don't collect He-Man, they don't do anything, they just want He-Man on their desk. This is about a perfect thing to do that with. So, Masterverse He-Man through the door this week. And then the He-Man hits keep on coming this week, as I did get King Randor. Unfortunately, on foreign cards, this is Big Bad Toy Store. I am opening these, but it sucks because the comic books inside are no language at all. So that is a little bit of a bummer. I do have another set on pre-order with Entertainment Earth, so hopefully that one comes with the way I want it to be. That'll be my mint on card set. But I got King Randor right there. Got the old Mini Comics Trap Jaw. There's Trap Jaw. We're going to unbox all these on the channel as well. Everything is. You guys know how it goes. Digatino. Hopefully I said that right. I don't want to offend Digatino, but there he is. And he glows in the dark. Good for him. Wish I glue in the dark. And then we got, of course, Whiplash, another villain. Always love to get the villains in the Motu world. So I got the latest set of the Masters Universe Origin figures through the door this week. Yeah, and we're only in round 2 of weekly purchases this week. It's just out of control. This is an out of control week in so many ways. Then I did hit the old GameStop up in South Dakota. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to hit GameStop. I got about 20 minutes to kill before my next meeting. I got gas again. That was a theme of my last couple days, having to get gas a ton. It was a lot of drive time. So I got gas. I said, I'm going to run to this GameStop, see what all the fuss is about in the South Dakota GameStops. Well, I did pick something up dirt cheap. So I did get the Captain America What If Zombie Giant Pop here. Now, they have 50% off clearance going on at GameStop right now, and that's exactly what this was. And it was $18, 50% off. Kyle had his $5 reward, ending up getting this guy for $4 and change. Unbelievable deal right there. Very excited to get this through the door. Well, I don't know if I'd say very excited, but for $4, I really can't turn that down. And of course, you guys know last year on the channel, around this time, Halloween season, we unboxed all the giant zombie pops from these. So I'm going to put this guy, Captain America, with the rest of those. So that's my plan right there. So there is round number 2 of weekly purchases. Talk about an out of control week. We're going to be right back here now. Let's do it again. Let's check out what was in round number 3. All right, let's bring it home with round 3 of weekly purchases. So much stuff through the door this week. Absolutely insane. Of course, you Patreon members, you should have most of these videos by the end of the weekend for the unboxings. So if you want to get a part of these much earlier than traditional YouTube, check out the Patreon, link in the description below, as I always do say. As a lot of this stuff, it's going to take a couple of weeks to get through here on the channel. But let's start it off. Let's kick off round 3 here. Did pick this up on my journey to South Dakota, and it seems to be hitting everywhere right now. Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant Battle Pack, or I should say Championship Showdown 2-pack. An interesting one. Obviously not the best Hulk, not the best Andre, but always special when you get legends like this in the basic line. So I figured I'd dabble, I'd check this out. This is one of those good long game unboxings for the channel. So we'll take a look at that down the road. But there's Hulk and Andre through the door. I did grab another Superstars $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. I got some custom ideas with this one, so we'll see what comes of that. But I got the Superstar, found him at the local Walmart. Got to get a deal all day long. Continuing on here with a little bit of wrestling, kind of. Black Adam, I believe the Target exclusive on this guy, maybe not, but I did pick him up at Target. This one does come with a throne, so I'm very happy I didn't buy the regular Black Adam. You guys might have saw last week on the channel, I did unbox the hooded version of Black Adam. I really do prefer that one. But this one with the throne is always cool because you never know. You could use this throne for Lord Zed, maybe Thanos, maybe a wrestler. Who knows? We'll find a use for this throne, and it probably won't be Black Adam. But I did pick him up this week at Target. Be on the lookout for him. Seems to be shipping in like a shipper. So if you're looking around, you might find him outside of the traditional toy aisle if you're on the hunt for him. Of course, Loot Crate, we talked about that a little earlier. Got Scrag, got to unbox him on the channel one of these days very soon as well. Scrag, very happy to have him. And then you got old Donatello as Batman, basically, is what that one is. So very, very cool to get these through the door with the old NECA Loot Crate. Very happy to have that thing off the books. We're waiting for one more. I'm not going to have a heart attack over it all. This was the ones I was really looking forward to, and that was a fabulous, fabulous Loot Crate. Check out that video here on the channel. How about another one here that... about $30 for this one. It is Spider-Man Noir and Spider-Ham. A bit of a re-release, a bit of a rerun here. I believe this was a Target exclusive. I did find this on the shelf at Target. I don't know how well this is going to go. I don't know at that price point if that's sustainable for them. I also found the new Mandalorian Grogu 2-pack, the Deluxe Edition. Saw that price tag at $38.99. I said... sorry, Mandalorian, I am not spending $38.99 on a Deluxe Star Wars figure. You know, $30 is about all I'm willing to pay for something like that, and I'm just going to have to wait for a deal or pass on it. That's kind of the times we're living in right now. What are you going to pick up? What are you going to pass on? We all got decisions to be made, as we know. The hits keep on coming. How about another AEW figure this week? We got Tony Schiavone, the ringside collectible exclusive. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Of course, we got JR. Now we got Tony Schiavone. I don't know, much like JR, it's going to be an interesting one once we get out of the package, but these always look better in hand than the pictures we see of these. I've always found it that way, but I don't know if there's any saving Tony Schiavone here, but we'll find out very soon here on the channel as well. And the hits keep on coming, of course, from AEW and the ringside exclusive. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. There it is, the exclusive CM Punk and nice ice cream packaging. I really do like this. I love exclusives like this that are just really, really cool. I'm going to have to buy another one of these. I got one to open, of course, but I'm going to play a little of that long game. I'm going to get another one of these, and I'll have it mint on card, because I am not a completionist mint on card with my AEWs, but I am keeping the exclusives, the chases, things like that on card, so I will get another one of those down the line. But there's old CM Punk through the door. How about a little Marvel Legends, one I'm very excited for. Possibly my favorite X-Men villain. I'd have to put the pen to the paper. One of these days we're going to do a top 5 on the channel. I got the retro card Apocalypse, a big, beefy figure. I'm all in on this one, so expect this one to be unboxed sometime in the next week, hopefully. But very cool, very heavy, very deluxe. Absolutely love it. The packaging, you name it, it's all there. It's all there for me. I love it. Now we get to the G.I. Joe aspect here. We're going to end it with some G.I. Joe, and it seems like it's been a long time since we got G.I. Joes here at the table. But here we go. We got Snake Eyes and Timber. Let's run that one back, I guess. A lot of people passing on this one. Of course, we did get one about a year ago, 8 months ago. What is time? Now we got another Snake Eyes and Timber. Of course, we'll compare them. We'll see which one's better, but interesting. But you guys know me. I love my Joes. I'm all in on the Joe brand. Always have loved Joes. Always will. Have to get things like this, for me at least. Maybe not you, but me. I have to pick it up. Also have to pick up Sergeant Stalker. He's one of those guys, much like a Flint, that it seems like there's a deep love for him or you're just kind of indifferent, and I've always been indifferent on Stalker. My favorite Stalker figure ever was the one that came with like the kayak. You guys remember that? He had like the ski cap on things. That was my favorite Stalker figure. I'd honestly rather had that one in the classified line than this one, but I think the majority of people prefer this version of Stalker, but happy to get new Joes anytime we do. And speaking of new Joes, oh man, Zaymot, Tomax, the Crimson Twins. Oh boy. Absolutely excited to have these guys in the collection. Two of my favorites. I still remember back to my childhood getting these guys when I was a little kid in the 3 3/4 line. Happy to have them here. I do think it was a big miss not putting these guys as a 2-pack. But we'll talk about this. We'll unbox these guys together. You got to unbox them together. But we'll do that here on the channel very, very soon. But Tomax, Zaymot through the door. Happy to finally have them. And then we finish it off with the old fan channel exclusive 3-pack Cobra Vipers. How about that? A little army builder pack. I did get one of these. I'm going to play a little of that long game. I'm hoping around Amazon, you know, the holidays, maybe we'll get a big discount on this pack and I can swoop in and get a deal. Got to get a deal, as we always say. But another 3-pack of G.I. Joes. Man, I'm here for that. I'm here for that. So quite the week of weekly purchases here. I think I'm going to need to get another job at this point or start donating plasma, maybe something like that. I don't know what I'm going to do to keep affording this kind of stuff because it's insane right now. I'm hopeful. I guess we'll see what happens, but next week should be a little softer, a little bit quieter. Out on the hunt in the stores, I think the Cody Rhodes Supreme Walmart exclusive is about the only thing I'm really looking for. So I got to think next week might be a little bit more chill, but this week, a 3-part weekly purchase here at the end. Absolute insanity. A lot of figures through the door. A lot of work, a lot of reviews to do for the channel, so make sure you subscribe to this very channel. Make sure you follow along on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. Don't forget to support the channel, Pro Wrestling Tees, and your best way to support the channel, of course, is Patreon, where you can get early access to videos. All of these will be up early on Patreon, so if you want to get after these earlier this weekend, that's where you'll get them, or you just got to, you know, wait it out. Then you'll eventually see them maybe on traditional YouTube. But we also got bonus content, exclusive content. Emma and I did a giveaway video this week. We'll have another Q&A here shortly. A lot going on over the Patreon. And like I always say, it's the best way to support the channel if that is your thing. So check it out in the link in the description below. So without further ado, you guys know what I'm doing. I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way into the weekend. See you guys all real soon.